Welcome Scorpio, this is Moonstone Soul. My name is Deborah and I'm going to give you your November reading for 2018. I have meditated on the cards, I've given them a good shuffle and they've been sitting there with a couple of crystals for Sagittarius, a citrine, the tiger iron, which is one of my go-tos. It is a favourite of mine. And by the way, we are in Sagittarius season, so happy birthday, all Sagittarius out there. And let's just see, oh gosh, let's see where we are at for November. So this is the start of your new year. And it's a pretty exciting time having your birthday season. So parties and things are all good fun. It is a sense of renewal. So we'll just see what Sagittarius is up to currently. We're just doing a Celtic cross for you today. Knight of Pentacles. We're getting a lot of people's reading. A few of the signs have had Pentacles at the heart of it in the current situation. And I think particularly coming into the holiday season, it does lend our thoughts to resources. We know that we're going to be having a pretty big drain on our resources financially in the holiday season, which is coming up very soon. And I think we're all just mulling it over and thinking about how we're going to cope with all of that. By resources, of course, I mean finances, material possessions, but it can also be relationships and energy. And this is where the card that is crossing you comes into play. So the Knight of Pentacles, thinking about your resources, the Knight of Pentacles is a slow-moving knight, so it's a very steady energy, and you are thinking about things, and you are moving, but quite methodically, which is quite hard for a Sagittarius. They tend to like to get in there and crack on with everything, being a fire sign. But that challenge card is saying that you probably do need to go fairly slow and just monitor how much energy you're putting into things. It's a marathon, not a sprint, particularly when we get to the end of the year. We're all a bit in need of a rest. So the Four of Swords is about taking a bit of rest time for yourself and, putting all your plans in place. But don't lose sight of the fact that we also need to be mindful of how much energy we're giving things at this point. Particularly in your birthday month, you might have quite a lot going on. So the recent past, we have the Queen of Cups. They're getting a little bit emotional on us there, Sagittarius. The Queen of Cups is a lovely card. When it comes to emotions, the Queen of Cups. Well, goodness me, sorry. We're busy looking at the Queen of Cups. So we'll just put these back. And I'm a Cancer, so every time I see the Queen of Cups, I go a little bit, oh, there's me. She's really in the flow. She's emotionally intelligent, and it's a really good place to be if you've got the Queen of Cups upright. A very solid emotional base with which to move forward with that Knight of Pentacles. Of course, it could also be a person. It can represent a mother. So you'll know if that relates to you in any way. If you've got a Cancerian woman in your life, particularly mothers or mother figures. And coming into the near future, what this brings, if you take the rest, is party time. Actually, that's Three of Cups. When I was shuffling earlier off camera before we started, this popped out. So clearly, Sagittarius is in their element there. If you rest up now Take things slow and steady. Get your ducks in a row. Make sure you've got the money in the bank to go out and have a good time. It's going to be tough, so tiring. Just in time for Thanksgiving in North America, and then Christmas and New Year following on. I know that's not in November, but it seems to start earlier every year, doesn't it? And we start getting on with friends and family, work, end of year breakups, finishing school perhaps for the year. That finishes earlier than it used to. So sounds pretty good. We've got a lot of friends going on there. Some good girlfriend time, or out with don't have to be girls obviously, but that is kind of the girlfriend card to me. Now what we've got crowning is the Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles, no matter what deck it is always one of my favourite cards. Because it is the, it is gender specific in the picture, but doesn't have to be, of course. It works perfectly well with a man, but it is kind of the independence card. So working with the Knight of Pentacles, getting everything organised in a practical, material sense will lead you on to the Nine of Pentacles. That's where you want to be, and you've certainly got the potential to do that. And then you're going to have, like I was saying before, you're going to have the wheel of fortune to go out and have yourself a good time with this Three of Cups. Now, the basis of all this is a bit of a disappointment. Maybe that's something didn't turn out quite the way you'd hoped, whether that's a relationship, a job, a project, a bit of rest. And Sagittarius doesn't stay down for long. They're a very optimistic, bright, bouncy, bubbly sign, likes to move forward. So this isn't going to deter you. In fact, if anything, it might make you want to let your hair down even just a little bit more. So in your ego position, we have the Chariot. And what we say about moving forward, the Chariot is all about getting going, taking control, goals, ambitions, new paths. It's the victory card. So you really are not letting this get to you at all. You are planning and preparing for victory with the Knight of Pentacles, and you're going to go for it. So good on you, Sagittarius. Don't let the little things knock you back too far, too long. And I wouldn't expect it to do that with a Sagittarius anyway. Now, in your outside influences here, the things that are going on around you that you may not even be aware of, but if you are, they're not in your control. There are other people and other circumstances that are impacting you and your life, perhaps sometimes surprisingly. We have two cards popped out. We have the Fool, which is about new ventures, new paths, enthusiasm, sometimes a little bit of foolhardiness, but when it's upright, it's usually a very positive card for me. I think it's quite exciting. It means that there's new things on the horizon. But it's been paired with the Eight of Swords. So whether this is somebody or a situation, a new start, there's a bit of a hold-up. So if that's a new person coming to you or a new opportunity, such as a new job, a new course of study, moving to a new country or town, there is a bit of a snag. But you are on the right path. You've got the mindset for victory and making it work, and I'm sure you will. This is the Eight of Swords. You know, it's usually something that doesn't need to be a hold-up. Somebody's got inside their head, and it's just making them delay, possibly just a little bit nervous. But that isn't you, Sagittarius. That is somebody out there, whether it's in your circle of friends or family, or if it is related to a job, because the Knight of Pentacles and the Nine of Pentacles can indicate income and employment, finances. Maybe you've just got to wait a little bit. But it won't be too long, I don't think. And your fears, hopes and fears, Seven of Swords. It's been coming up for quite a few people, Seven of Swords, in various placements. Now, a lot of people think of that as the thief card or a deception card. And when it's placed in a romance situation, particularly if it's got a Three of Cups or a Three of Swords or something like that, often means a third-party situation. But I don't see this as a relationship reading at all, particularly when you've got the Nine of Pentacles there, which is the independent person, and you've got no other cards indicating romance. I take the Seven of Swords in that sort of situation as just strategizing, planning, which goes well with the Knight of Pentacles. Some people may think of it as an odd combination, but that's how I see it. And it's in your head. Anyway, that's what you're hoping for or you're fearing. And sometimes what we're hoping for and fearing are the same things. We want it to happen, but it makes us a bit frightened as well because it's new or it's a change or it's risk. Sagittarians are not risk averse. If anything, they will take a risk, just the excitement of taking a risk. So perhaps this is just saying, do a little bit more planning, calculated risks. With this new start coming in from perhaps left field, you'll be fine though. You've got the Chariot. And you're going for it straight ahead, victory card. Now we close out November with the Hermit. Maybe you need to just rethink things a little bit. Or maybe after all this partying, maybe just take some quiet time to regroup before we head in. And because with this Four of Swords, it does indicate meditation as well as physical and emotional rest. And this is also a card of contemplation, meditation. That might be reminding you to don't neglect that area, okay? Because that's when we get out of whack, out of balance. And the things in our head will just overwhelm us. They'll get so big when they don't need to be. And maybe just pull it back a little bit. But certainly have your fun times, absolutely. You know, you're in a very good financial and emotional position. You've got some nice stability there. Independence, and Sagittarians are very independent. So that looks absolutely like a general reading. It could go either way. I don't see relationships, as I said, unless this Queen of Cups is involved, but I think you're coming out of that anyway. This looks like very much you being independent with the Chariot, Nine of Pentacles, and having some time with your mates, basically your friends, rather than a romantic thing. And I don't necessarily see a new job or anything like that. And it's just you needed a bit of cheering up after this bit of a setback, bit of a knock. And on the bottom of the deck is the Ten of Pentacles. So financially, you're doing really well. Knight of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles, Ten of Pentacles. So you can afford to go out and have a good time, treat yourself, go out there, party, enjoy. So I'll just do an oracle card now and just let you know that this beautiful deck is by Tiro Marchetti, one of my favourites. It's the Gilded Tarot. I'm also now just going to get an oracle card for you for November. I wonder if those Ten of Pentacles and Nine of Pentacles, maybe you're getting some money for your birthday. That could be a thing. That just occurred to me. That could be it. So you can afford to go out treat yourself. Now, two have popped out here. This oracle deck is The Wisdom of the Hidden Realms by Colette Baron Reid. Two cards have popped out. Let's see what they are. The Map Maker of Destiny and the Shadow Queen. So we'll look at both. We'll do the Map Maker of Destiny first. And it's number 24. I'll read to you what it says in the book. Because you can read there, it's authentic purpose, inspiration, free will. But there's quite a bit more to it. So we'll just delve into it. When the Map Maker of Destiny appears, it's a sign that you're being given an opportunity to transform fate into destiny. At birth, each human being is given a unique map with myriad paths that intersect with one another. Your map of destiny shows all the places you're meant to visit, places where you will be challenged to evolve into the highest aspects of the self. Remember that you're a spark of the divine come to earth to experience itself in human form. As such, your path is unique. It's also somewhat preordained, and fate represents the events in your life that were meant to happen and that you can't change. Fate is transformed into destiny according to how you respond to your circumstances. Destiny offers you the ability to make great opportunities out of fated experiences. So free will and choice are possible at certain points on your map. Now is one of those times. You're faced with a relationship or circumstance brought to you by fate. How you respond will lead you into your perfect destiny. Your ally may assume the form of a soulmate come to heal your heart and be your companion. Perhaps your challenger makes you face the things within you that you must change in order for you to express your highest good. Maybe fate brings you an ally in the form of a wonderful new project or a challenger in the form of a failed business. No matter which form they take, all are perfect expressions of fate inviting you into your destiny. Pay attention as your map unfolds now. And remember that fate makes the map, but destiny is determined by the manner in which you engage your journey. So talking about journeys and paths and so on, I would relate that to the Fool, which was in your outside influences. Slightly delayed, maybe a bit of a tangle, but I think, particularly due to the delay, maybe that's where this disappointment came in. You were expecting it to come through, whatever this opportunity is, a person, a job, what else could it be? You'll know how it applies to you. Maybe a creative endeavour, maybe an invitation, didn't come through, caused you some disappointment because there's been a hold-up. But it is coming, and how you take that opportunity is up to you. And if there are decisions to be made, then the Hermit is a really good one to help you with that. So the second card, the Shadow Queen, acquiring knowledge, insecurity and manipulation. So it's come up right, so it will be about the positive aspects. Let's just read you that. The Shadow Queen tells you that too many of the details hidden behind your circumstances prevent you from moving forward quickly at this time. Well, we kind of knew that, didn't we? Although the Chariot is, you're ready to move, you're ready to go. She has come with a lantern to help shed light on what is concealed within you or your situation. Actually, if we look at that, two lanterns, two dark cloaks, pretty much the same thing in a feminine and a masculine form. So that to me would be a really important message that's coming through. By the end of November, you will be looking for the right answers. This is a time to wait for more to be revealed. There's an enforced waiting period here with the Eight of Swords. Maybe you do start to feel a bit fed up with that, but there's a reason for it, and you'll find out what it is. Perhaps you lack clarity and the knowledge of how to proceed with the subject of your inquiry. It's time to educate yourself a little more about your intention and then put that information to work for you. The Shadow Queen asks that you dig deep to gain strength and that you have the courage to ask someone in the know to shed light on your circumstances. She promises to send that person to you. Beware of moving too quickly in the dark, as you will likely trip and fall and have to start again. So there's something that you're not aware of. If you don't know what the hold-up is here and you just think, oh, I'm not going to get that job, I'm not going to get that invitation, that opportunity, that new person isn't interested. But that's not the case. And in the meantime, you're just going to have fun and party and drown your sorrows perhaps, so be a bit careful with that. I'm going to close out your reading with a Crystal Angels Oracle card by Doreen Gertrude, and see what crystal may be helpful for you during the month of November. Emerald, ceremonies and celebrations. Well, there we go. There. What could be celebrating in November? Obviously your birthday, but also graduations, end of year activities and parties with clubs, work, friends, family. It's a time of important life passages such as weddings, birthdays, graduations or anniversaries. So I'll read you about emerald. It's a lovely stone. If you have one, then maybe you want to wear that through November. There will be a reason to gather with loved ones and celebrate together. This card is a sign of an important human ritual to signify a passage such as a wedding, birth or graduation. You may be called into leadership for this event, including being a planner or officiant, which Sagittarius would love to do that, and be very good at it. This card may be a sign of taking a love relationship to the next level and celebrating your union. If you are currently single, this can be a positive sign of meeting your long-term partner. Though to be fair, on these cards, I don't really get that that's even in your mind. But you never know. You're out and about, to meet somebody. Ultimately, you are a conduit to bring the divine energy to earth and have the ability to celebrate all life for the upliftment and healing of others. And this is about the emerald stone itself. This green stone is part of the beryl family and it is beautiful in both its raw and polished states. Emerald magnifies divine healing, love, and enhances spiritual knowingness of non-duality. It's also an empowering stone that brings out your inner high priest or priestess. So that can also relate to our hermit type cards here, the hermit and the shadow queen. There will be some clarity. In the meantime, take care, have some fun. It seems like you're financially stable, so you've got the resources to do that. I think you're just going to need a little patience. You're a bit in the dark. You really don't have all the information that's going on around here. So in the meantime, just be a Sagittarius and do you. Just have fun, keep on the right path, and enjoy November. Enjoy your birthday season. I will see you again in December for the final monthly reading of the year. So I'd love to hear your comments down below and see how this plays out for you in your situation. And don't forget, if this doesn't look like something that you're going through right now, you could always check out your moon and your rising signs. So you'll be able to find them down below as well. So I'll see you in December. Take care now.